There's something nobody tells you about clearing out your parents' house. You'll get through the hard things, the rooms, the furniture, the decisions you didn't think you could make. You'll get through all of it. But then there's one thing or several that you just can't finish. For me, it's this. I've had it for 10 years. I haven't opened this box in 10 years. This is Father's stamp collection. My grandmother used to send my father first day covers, which was always a big deal. It was the first day that stamps were issued, and they often had envelopes that were done to match. There are so many stamps in here. Albums and albums and albums. This is one my dad had probably when he was a kid, based on what he's got written here. Oh, glued in, stamps from all over the world. And what I think about when I look at all of this is the patience and the time my dad spent putting all of these things into these albums, sorting them and cataloging them. And he even did this into adulthood. 10 years ago, when I was sorting through all the things in my mother's house, I just couldn't deal with this. There was just so much detail involved. And so I put everything into this Rubbermaid tub and thought, I'll do it later. So this box came home with me from my mother's house 10 years ago. And I put it in my basement. And 2 years ago, I thought, I'll bring it up from the basement. I'll put it in my home office where I'll see it every day. And then I'll deal with it. But I didn't. My plan was to do an inventory, catalog what I had here, because I couldn't even begin to value it or sell it unless I knew what I had here. So that was my plan, and it made sense that I needed to do an inventory first, and I still think I need to do that. I just wonder why I didn't do it. I wonder if the reason I didn't do it was because once I made an inventory and cataloged what was here, then it would just sort of become almost like an asset. And then getting rid of it also feels like I'm kind of getting rid of part of my father and my memories with my father. I feel like his soul is in this. He really put a lot of time and effort into this. So this is one thing I haven't been dealing with, and maybe that's why. I've also got other things. This wasn't the only collection. I've got also coin collections. I've got some art. I've got other like fine collectibles and fine books. So there's a lot of stuff. And I know that I want to deal with this because if we ever, and we probably will, downsize, I don't want to take all of this to a smaller place. I also, knowing how hard it was for me dealing with all of my parents' possessions, I don't want to leave this for my kids to do. And I'm still not sure how I'm going to do this. There are probably thousands of stamps in here. It does feel a little overwhelming, and perhaps that's why I have been subconsciously putting this off. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe pick one album to do this week and begin to catalog and do an inventory of what's in that one album. Just a baby step that feels doable for me. I'm trying to simplify my life after 60. And if you're interested, I did create a little simple life blueprint for myself that I'm using as a guide. This one is part of, I believe, Simple Home, simplifying things in my home. And if you'd like to see it, then I'll put a link in the description below. Is there something in your house that you've moved from one room to another room thinking that would help and then you didn't deal with it? I'd just like to know, am I alone in this? Or are there other people finding the same thing? Just leave a comment to let me know. I'm Jane Hogan, and this is part of my Living Simply After 60, simplifying my home.